What's happening, sports fans? It's C&B Talk Hockey back with an episode after a long break, actually. It was quite the time. Actually, we only really missed one show, but feels like a long time. Brady, how you feeling so far?
Better. It's hard to complain seeing no L's in the column since we last
Regulation L's.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
That was a disappointing game. Yeah.
No, it's good. I was a little sick over the Thanksgiving break. Couldn't see the family, but the Wild made it a little better, I guess.
Yeah, 6-0-1 since our last show, which is quite the impressive record. The Wild are now 15-7-5. Didn't move much in the standings. That's we'll talk about that, obviously.
We moved in the standings everywhere but the Central where it matters.
Yeah, actually, though. We are now the number 3 team in the league, going from, I think it was 18th to number 3. But, yeah, the Central, believe it or not, pretty good division. Pretty good, actually. Disappointing, but also a good thing. Obviously, iron sharpens iron, as they say. But we are now... what was it? The NFC North of 2024, yeah, for football terms, for those of you that are listening but don't like hockey for some reason.
For those of you who are trying to escape the Vikings on our show.
Yeah, I am, personally. That is something that I think, I don't know if it was I talked to you about or I talked to Connor about, but it was, the Vikings suck, but the Wild are good, so I actually am having a great time. I can ignore I still watch the Vikings, unfortunately, but that's, I'd blame my...
I have stopped watching the Vikings.
Yeah.
It's been 4 weeks now, and my mental state has never been better. So.
I'm still watching them. Actually, I don't even have anybody on the Vikings in fantasy anymore.
Yeah. Who did you used to have?
I had Aaron Jones for a little bit, but
he died.
He did actually for a little bit, and then I got rid of him. So, yeah, anyway, back to the actual important team around here. Should we cover all the games first, or should we cover the random games, the UND Gophers and Fargo?
Let's cover around Fargo. We're going to go into all 7 games since our last show. We'll make it quick, but speaking of quick, we can do that around the Fargo-Moorhead area real quick.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so the Gophers ended up splitting a series with the number 5 Penn State. Gavin McKenna's,
Penn State. Okay.
Yeah, that's they ended up winning game 1 3-2. He's 600,000 on NIL. He's the number 1 college hockey player for NIL.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anyway, winning game 1 3-2 and losing game 2 2-1. And then after the day after Thanksgiving, they ended up playing number 4 Denver and beating them in overtime 6-5. That was quite a good game. I didn't watch it personally. I had one of my friends report it to me, Zach. Friends is strong. Anyway.
Roommate.
Yeah, roommate is the better word. Anyway, UND ended up going to play Bemidji State, beating them 5-3 and 2-1. So that's a very good win, especially how Bemidji State was playing at the start of the year. They have backed off a little bit. And then going over to the Fargo Force, they ended up splitting a series with the Waterloo Blackhawks and then beating the Stampede. I think it's Sioux Falls Stampede. And then played a series against the Chicago Steel where they split the games. So they ended up going 3-2 over these 5 games that they played since our last show.
Nice. Well,
yeah.
That's what you like to see. I mean, I guess you'd like to see. I don't watch them, so.
I pay attention to them. It's not nothing against the USHL, but sometimes they are low-key not great games to watch. I don't know. It's not a huge fan of the broadcasters.
If you can go to a game, it's
a great atmosphere. Yeah, a great atmosphere. Okay, anyway, moving on to the actual games for the Wild, the important team that our broadcast is actually about, believe it or not.
Yeah, there was a lot of them since we last were on the air, 7 in total. I do apologize. I wanted to do a show Wednesday from an at-home location, but I was so sick I couldn't get out of bed. But first game all the way back on the 19th of November, Wild played the Hurricanes, ended in a 4-3 shootout W. You're first time on the first line here. We were pretty excited.
We were very excited. There was a lot of text exchanged that night.
Yeah. Less than 2 minutes into the first period, Wild with a bunch of pretty passes. Get one off the boot of Faber. I remember this one. It was Kaprizov to Urov to Zuccarello. Then it hit the boot of Faber and went in.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful goal. Not really, but it's what you like to see.
Goal's a goal at that point, especially against a team like the Hurricanes, who were the number 1 team, I believe. Actually, the Avalanche were still the number 1 team, but they were the number 1 on the east side, I remember.
Same thing. Not same thing. In the first period still, I should say. Wild are shorthanded, actually, and then a bad turnover by Aho at the blue line. Boldy gets a breakaway and just goes 5-hole. I think I have it as fire-hole for some reason. Anyway.
Spelling like me, it's rubbing off on you now.
Second period, they're under siege the whole period. Wally's holding strong, keeping them in. weird bounce off the front of. I don't remember who bounced off, but Wallstead surrendered his first 5-5 goal in 4 games at the time, which is just an insane stat at the time.
Yeah, actually though, but I mean, very disappointing. You got to have that one. That's definitely reasonable to think he would have. It's
going into the third period, Wild still up 2-1. 15 seconds in, Zuccarello gets a breakaway, which I'm so surprised by. 1, it's 15 seconds in. 2, he's on a breakaway. 15 seconds in, just buries top corner. It's like one of those change-up kind of things. He just froze the goalie enough. We don't really have how the Canes came back, but they did come back to tie. They control much of the overtime, but no goals either way, so we go to the shootout. Boldy gets the only goal of the shootout, actually. It was a pretty nice move, but that's to be expected with Boldy in shootouts as of lately. And then Wallstead stops all 3 because he's just a beast in shootouts.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, he's just big enough that it's honestly... It just leads right into a specialty. Yeah, so Wallstead ended up going 42 saves for 45 shots with a .933 save percentage. Goals by Faber, Boldy, Zuki. Assists by Zuki, 2 for Yurov, and 1 for Kaprizov. And, of course, Yurov had 3 points going into this game. Gets 2 points in this game alone on that top line. He definitely looked his place right away. Looked his part. I don't remember how you say that, but he just looked comfortable out there.
Yeah. Kind of another note is that you don't really see highlights come out of shootouts. I mean, obviously there's pretty moves, stuff like that. You'll see a highlight reel, but you don't really see it from the goaltender side.
Yeah.
Wallstead had actually just 2 beautiful saves. There's one where it looks like he's beat, but he just gets the leg over on the first shot. I believe it was, I want to say Aho he robbed, but then he robbed Sveshnikov the next round
with
just a beautiful glove save and the little toss it out here, get out of my face. It was just, I yelled very loudly in my room, and my roommate came and checked on me. It was kind of funny, kind of embarrassing. Either way, Wild get the W. And then we go to the 21st of November. Wild beat the Penguins 5-0, which is impressive.
It was a very good game, actually, too. That I had a fun time watching the Penguins game, but it was good to see the Wild actually just dominate a team. That was kind of my bigger thing there.
I was going to say, excellent talk radio show. I enjoyed the game a lot. It was a good game.
No, it's just like...
No, they did absolutely dominate
them.
Bogo slots back in. He was injured for a while. We were seeing Hunt and a little bit of Juracek, which, I mean... I miss Hunt, but they've had some good results since Bogo's back in. So.
And no offense to Hunt, but he had a pretty bad game against the Canes. I remember statistically, and when we get to the hot or not list, it definitely was reflected. He had a bad game, and yeah.
Okay, yeah. First period, D-men are getting involved in the play. Leads to a Boldy alone out in front of the net. It was just he makes a nice little move. He like catches it on his forehand. The goaltender slides. He just waits just long enough to go backhand, wrist. Hits the middle of the net, but he got him to slide so far, he had just a yawning cage.
Good word.
While getting an extended power play in the first still, they don't look good for the first 3 minutes, but on the last minute, Booyam shots get tipped in by Eck for the 2-0 lead. And then still in the first, a nice play by Faber to keep the puck in, slides it over to Brodeen, who feathers it past the slot to JoJo, who buries it. 3-goal lead in the first.
I know you wrote that because you used feather to pass. There's some good, actual colorful imagery.
You can tell when I watch games and when I watch highlights because I'll use actual words that I describe the play. It's
and it's unfortunate that these games were so far away because usually
these are the good ones
you type things out that you see more than I do. Like sometimes when I know you're not watching, I'll type it out more. But like most of the time, I just go off of like what I remember from that game. No memory of this game, honestly. It was something that I was like, oh yeah, the Wild actually won it, like dominated. It made me excited for the games to follow. This is no offense. I'm not trying to just not leave you out to dry. I just have nothing, honestly, with this one.
It's a long time. I'm sure most of the people listening to this don't even remember we played the Penguins this last month. So going into the second,
last month.
Early in the second, a beautiful pass by Yurov to Zuki, who can't quite convert, but the puck gets fed back to the point. Somehow it gets past Shilov, the goaltender, and that would be the last one of the night. He's given up 4 in probably the first 30 minutes of the game. I don't remember who quite got this one. I think it was Johansson, maybe Eck. I don't quite remember. I'm trying to really think real
guessing
quick.
Based off the goals in the bottom there, yeah.
Anyways, you'll have to play. Text us which one it was.
If my sister will actually listen, she'll probably send me one, but I doubt it.
Wild still dominant to play the rest of the period. Boldy with a good forecheck leads to Kaprizov picking up the puck off the wall, taking a shot that's deflected. It's deflected in by Boldy. I don't know how he got out front so fast, but that's just a goal scorer going to the net. Going where he needs to be. And in the third period, the Wild dominate the period. They just really don't get another one past the goaltender. I don't think they were in danger at all, and it's surprising to see such a low shot total for the other team for once.
Yeah.
So Gus ends up with a shutout.
Shootout.
Yeah.
Gus got a shootout. It was crazy.
He stops 19 pucks. To just emphasize how crazy this is, later in the week when they play that with Blackhawks, they give up 20 shots in the first period.
Yeah.
They are not a great team when it comes to keeping the shot totals low. To see 19, it's just a total domination.
Which is weird because the Wild have had a lot of good, they're taking away opportunities really well, at least recently, last couple games. But you still see those shot totals creep up. I think the last night was 33, if I remember right. It's I don't know what the deal is. If it's just, I can't even describe it. I have no words for it, honestly.
It might be desperation from the other team, when you're because they've been leading a lot of these games. There was the Blackhawks game was a comeback game, but most of the time they've been scoring first. So it leads to maybe a little urgency on the other side where you need to get pucks in the net, hope for a tip, hope for a rebound, stuff like that.
See, and that's what I'm almost thinking, where the Wild are just so good defensively. They're taking away the high chances, and the low chances they're just letting go to the goalies because we have the best goalie tandem in the league.
Yeah,
And so I almost feel like the shot totals might be inflated in that way, that they're just taking shots right into the just literally getting shots to the chest. It's not really, but
yeah, you'll take those. I mean, it'd be interesting to try and find a stat like that. See high danger shots.
I don't even know what it'd be high danger chances, I guess, stat. But
anyway. Other stats to note: Boldy had 2 goals. Eriksson had 1. JoJo had another. So did Kaprizov. I think Kaprizov is the one who got that mystery goal that I'm confused about.
Probably, yeah.
Which is funny because I feel like I'd emphasize his name over anything. Anyway, assists go to Faber with 2. Ek, Bouillon, Boldy, Brodin, JoJo, Zuki, and Kaprizov. So, point night. That's what you like to see.
Yeah, honestly. Boldy really cementing the fact that he's the secondary scorer. Arguably, pushes Kaprizov for that number 1 spot.
It feels like he's a 1B at times right now. He was, I think, top of our team for goals and assists at one point. Kaprizov's since taken it because he had a little bit of a goal streak here. We're going on to the 23rd of November. They play the Jets. The very scary Winnipeg Jets of the past are no more. Wild win 3-0.
Or no more. I feel like that's a strong statement.
Right, there's 3 more games this year.
And
so far.
Also, what's his name is hurt.
Hellebuyck?
Yeah, Hellebuyck is hurt. That's a lot.
Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. I hate to argue that is a big difference. He does make a difference there.
Well, little game notes before. Nico Sturm makes his season debut here.
We're all hyped except for the fact that he's number 78.
Yeah, very weird number. I know Faber took his 7.
Yeah,
but,
and I agree.
I don't know why 78 though. I should look into that. It might be his father or something. Maybe he played it in college. I'll have you looking at that while you do game stats. In the first, Jets are all over them. Wally stays strong, making good saves, keep it tied through the first. The seconds, when the Wild break through, good forecheck by Foligno and Trennan leads to a turnover. Trennan feeds it out front to Urov for his 3rd goal of the season. It was kind of weird to see Urov. He's still in the first line in this game, but he was just going to shift with Foligno and Trennan. I don't know if it was because of a penalty or whatnot, but that's what happens. Wild are shorthanded a little later. They get an odd man rush up the ice. Johansson waits, and it's very interesting because it was a 2-on-1 and then a 3-on-2 with Faber the trailer, and the back checker just didn't pick up Faber at all. So he just picks the top corner. They get a 2-0 lead in the second, and it would stay that way. Wild kill off that penalty a little later. Going into the third, Wild with a nice little give and go. Kaprizov taps it to Zuccarello, who gives it to Middleton up top, and he feeds it to the streaking Kaprizov on the bottom of the circle, and he just picks the corner. It's a beautiful shot, right over the near side post, over the blocker side. It's just an absolute beauty. If you could listen to Anthony LaPanta's call on that, it's just amazing. Absolutely love that one. That was all the goals for the game. Wallstead takes the shutout, 32 out of 32 saves. What else can you expect from Jesper Wallstead?
At this point, for real.
Goal scorers, Urov, Faber Kaprizov, assists to Trennan, Johansson, Zuccarello, and Middleton.
I felt like that was a very good team win. It was very spread out. The third line, obviously, Trennan and Foligno have been playing next level together. Yeah, and I feel like it's almost like who was surprised by this? They play very complementary games to each other. Foligno is obviously known for his forecheck, and Trennan's led the league in hits in November, if I remember right. And I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated that Foligno was as high up on the depth chart as he was, because that's almost like I feel like we would have been more competitive in earlier parts of the season and not be in the metaphorical hole that we're in, that we're really not in, but technically are because of our division.
Well, they've run into some injury problems as of late. I think Hartman was out for this game, so was Rossi. So they're running out of center depth. I mean, Hartman came back, I think, last game, and Yurov was out of the lineup too. So you got to get healthy on the front end. So some stats and notes: they haven't trailed in regulation in 8 straight games into this game. Continues through as they get the shutout. And at this point, Wild had the 2 most goaltenders with the most shutouts in the league, 3 and 2, Wally to Gus. It hasn't really changed. I think Gus has been tied with another person getting 2 shutouts. Wallstead has extended his lead.
I believe 7 goalies that have 2.
Really?
Yep. That's when I checked the stats earlier today. That's what it was looking like.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Not to bury the lead, as Brady always likes to say.
Nico Sturm.
Nico Sturm time. It is Nico Sturm time. So he actually was number 17 in college. So obviously Marcus Foligno's number can't be that. He was number 7 when he went to the Sharks after the Wild trade him. Number 8 when he played for the Panthers. I assume he just combined 7 and 8 to be now back for the Wild. That's really what I think happened here.
Makes sense. You can't go 8-7. And that's Crosby.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying to make a name for himself. So I really think he literally just went, well, I was 8 there.
It's an ugly number.
Because, 8's Boyum. You really,
you could tell Boyum to get lost, but you're not gonna.
Yeah, in theory. I don't think he would have that much of a
sway.
Sway.
He's coming back to the Wild. I
get that, but it's not like it was his old number, and Boyum was 8 in college, so I don't know. I feel like special number 7 and 8. It looks stupid, but what are you gonna do? If they keep retiring jersey numbers, even though we've only retired 1, if you keep retiring jersey numbers, you're gonna have to move to the goofy ones eventually.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you say that, but think of the Montreal Canadiens. They don't have goofy numbers, do they? And they have 23 retired numbers.
What numbers isn't Lane Hudson 17? Why am I thinking he has a goofy number? Cole Caulfield 77.
He's 13.
Who's 77? They have a 77.
Kirby Doc?
Maybe. I think he was. It doesn't really matter.
Okay,
anyway, well, I was going to say that Jared Spurgeon's number 46, just so you have a player that comes to mind.
When you think of weird numbers.
Remember when you used to do the number game, me and you did?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I feel like that's he's just 78 because nobody has been.
Yeah, if you ever, for those who listening who don't know, the number game is, number 1. Think of a player who's number 1, name it. You do like Jacques Plante or the Fans, because Minnesota Wild. And then you go number 2, and so on and so on. And you get to 50, and you've run out of names fast. So
it is tough because
50 is a weird, because you have Binnington at 50. I couldn't name another 50.
Oh, I did not know he was 50.
Maybe Parayko 55. But.
Damian Hunt is 56, 54.
Yeah, I guess he did play a game.
Yeah. Hey, game's a game, okay?
Okay. Well, we've gone off topic fast.
It's fun.
We still got more games in November to cover. We're going on the 26th, the Blackhawks. Did you watch this game?
I did watch the Blackhawks game.
I watched through the second period and then shut it off abruptly when they scored that 3rd goal. I'll get to that a little later, though. Game notes. Wasn't a good game for the Wild.
No,
they played
it was
terribly.
Not. It was ugly.
The fact that they got the W is a miracle. Anyways, the Blackhawks dominate the whole first period. They have 20 shots to our 5. It's a miracle it isn't 3-0. It's 0-0 going to the second. It's really all thanks to, I believe, Gustafson's in net for this.
I believe so as well.
Because they've been doing every other. And then roughly 5 minutes into the second period, a bad pass out in front of their own goal leads to Dickinson getting the 1-0 lead for the Blackhawks. And then a little while later, a nice passing play from Bedard's line gives the Hawks a 2-0 lead. It was a little tic-tac-toe. Bedard was left alone on the back post, just taps it in. Gus has no chance on it.
Continuing his scoring streak, he's been
on a little bit of a
was
tear.
he number 1 or 2 in the league right now?
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, he's tearing it up.
And then a little while later, Bedard gets a nice shot off the pads, and Bertuzzi buries it. But that one's called back because Bertuzzi's offside. That's where I shut it off, actually. They scored that 3rd goal in 10 minutes. I'm like, well, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I always have that pit. It's a bad pit to have when you see a goal it's getting called back. They'll call it back, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to get out of that mindset. the one time I turned it off because I'm like, it ain't getting called back. It got called back. It's kind of funny.
What is goaltender interference? Oh, it wasn't that one. Okay, let's
they get called back, so the Wild claw back into this game. Favorite scores in the dying seconds of the period. It's a very weird flutter. I think it hits a Blackhawk stick, floats over, somehow ends up in the net. Cut it to 2-1 before the third starts. Exactly what they needed to get back into this game. I guess luck is what they needed to get into this game, but they got it. So early in the third, Brodin takes the shot. Sturm tips it in. His second game back, he ties the game up. What a guy.
He's definitely been very noticeable.
Yeah.
Not only with that, but on the faceoff dot, with the exception of the Oilers game, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Anyway, so a little while later, a broken play. Oh, never mind. I missed the Hawks goal. I just had the Hawks answer with a goal of their own. I don't remember who scored it. I don't really care who scored it. They did score it.
Nobody cares.
They're up 3-2 at this point. Real weird broken play has Knight scrambling, and Boldy somehow left him. Like 3 people fell down on this play. It was a face-off play. Bogosian, I think, missed the net or something because that's a Bogosian thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just like gets hit by a Blackhawk defender to Boldy, who's out front, and he just taps it in for an empty net goal.
Boldy season, baby. I don't know.
Yeah,
a goal's a goal.
A goal's a goal. Very weird. And then you probably saw this on your Twitter or Instagram feed, Facebook. I don't know how old you are listening to this, but a little controversial call goes in the Wild favor. Goes in the Wild favor. Eck lays out Bedard, which is a pretty clean hit, and I think he hits the puck, yada yada, and then he gets laid out himself. They call it interference. I didn't think it was interference, but I'm not going to complain by a power play on overtime.
And that's what I'm saying. That's a pretty rare thing. I was kind of surprised by the call. It doesn't really make much sense especially for the NHL's typical standards. Neither here nor there, in my opinion.
No. So a little while later in that power play, Kaprizov is able to pick his corner for the winner. He just kind of skates down Main Street. No one gets in his lane. Just finds the corner.
Mm-hmm. Low-key looked like a Ovechkin type play. Obviously, Kaprizov was not in the normal Ovechkin bump spot. He was a lot lower.
Yeah.
But it was just like the goofy, like, why is he open right now? Who's doing...
Whose job is that?
Yeah, and I guess a 3-on-4, but there still should be somebody covering, Kaprizov in that spot. Yeah, so Gus ended up with a 34 saves, 37 shots, or 34 saves, 37 shots against, .919 save percentage. Goals by Kaprizov, Boldy favor Sturm. Assists by JoJo, 2 by Boldy, 2 by Brodin. Middleton, Faber, and Eck all get them as well.
Yeah, Sturm's a little stat note. Sturm's first goal of the year. I don't know. We love Sturm, so we'll mention it.
We're big Sturm fans.
I remember...
Sturm warning.
Sturm warning, yeah. I remember the year he got traded, I was trying to get his Winter Classic jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, and, I submitted it because I had to do a name and thing, yada, yada, submit it. And they sent it back, and then a week later he got traded. And, they sent it back saying we couldn't do it because he didn't play or something.
Yeah.
So, almost had a Winter Classic Nico Sturm jersey for no reason. That would have been fun.
That would be fun. But now it would be the wrong number, so...
Yeah, it wouldn't have been fun. Anyways, this is going great.
This is going very well.
I'm running out of breath here.
Yeah. Where are we at? Oh,
don't worry. We have, I think, 3 more games.
Yay.
November 28th. They're at home versus the Avs.
This was the game that was the...
Of all time.
Well, it was 2 teams with... Was it 6 game winning streaks or 8 game winning streaks?
They both had winning streaks.
Yeah,
I think they had a 10 game.
The Avs did, but the Wild had a 6 game winning streak.
Yeah.
If I remember right, they talked about it a lot during the game. It was the 8th time in NHL history that had happened. 2 teams was above, and the other time was one of the other times was also the Wild. So Wild have 2 of them, which is kind of insane.
That is insane.
But anyway, sorry, keep going. Of course.
Some stats to note: Kaprizov ends up scoring his 200th goal this game.
Woo!
Shout out him. I think he's the 3rd Wild player to do it. We just had a woo outside our office.
Yeah, it's right when I did it, I heard it. So it's scary. I didn't know if somebody's playing us somewhere.
Cole shook you, yeah. McKinnon was left alone out front and just redirects one home for the first goal of the game. Can't really blame Gus too much. He was moving. I think he just kind of squeaked by him. You can't leave him out front, though.
Gus, it was Wally, baby.
It was Wally? Oh, my bad. Yeah, you can't leave him out front, though.
No, you can't.
So that was all for the first and the second period. Wild started to dominate the first half of the play. They can't really break through, though. And then somehow on a kind of harmless play, Bouillon feeds the puck out front. Kaprizov tips it in. That was his 200th.
Mm-hmm.
It was very funny to hear the call. I mentioned LaPenta a lot. I do like him as a play-by-play guy. But he's talking about, the goaltender having a shutout streak, Wedgwood, or something.
It was right as...
And then Kaprizov tips it in, and it was hilarious.
It
he's
wasn't
like,
even a normal tip-in, though. It was like Kaprizov was falling, and
Yeah.
it was like literally as the words were escaping his lips,
Yeah.
Kaprizov starts to fall down, and
it's just the culmination of all that. That was the 200th goal. That's the call that's going to be associated with it. It's very funny.
forever and ever that will be the call.
It was very funny. And then a little while later, Hartman wraps around in front to Kaprizov for his second of the night. They end up having a 2-1 lead going into the third. And then it's kind of just back and forth from there. Third period, I mean, the Avs really start pushing for the equalizer. They're, I think, doubling McKinnon a lot. Ends up paying off for them because Landeskog gets one about 10 minutes in. And then it's back and forth again. They're trying to end it in regulation, which I like to see, actually. Overtime, just come back and forth. Really nothing to note, though. It's just holding on to the puck, looking for shots. I mean, you'll take that against the Avalanche. You have probably some of the best 3-on-3 players on the Avalanche there. With
honestly.
McKinnon, stuff like that. So it goes to a shootout. Zucchi freezes Wedgwood, gets the easy slide in. It was a beautiful goal because you've been seeing Zuccarello just kind of shoot like top right corner a lot of the times. It was nice to see him make a move.
Well, and as they always mention, and they definitely mentioned in this game, I remember I watched this one fully through. I was like, it was the only thing I was paying attention to. They kept mentioning Zuccarello's stick length. That he's one of the longest sticks in the league, and he just uses it to full advantage. It's actually kind of impressive how well he used it in that shoot attempt.
Yep. Avs answer, I think it's Nakis. He does kind of the same thing that Zuccarello does, freezes Wallstead. Very surprising. I don't even remember the last time Wallstead has been beaten on a shootout.
That was the first time.
That was the first time. So, yeah, that was wild to see, actually. I was shocked.
I was a little disappointed. It would have been a crazy stat that he'd never been scored on, just continuing that.
Boldy comes in, makes a nice little move to restore the lead, and Wallstead holds it strong for the W.
But he celebrated too hard when he celebrated that win.
Who?
That Wallstead. He just he got too excited. That's one of the Avs radio guys.
Really?
Yeah, he posted on Twitter.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
If you ever listen to the Avalanche, their announcers are the wildest people ever. That's such a homer take to be.
It really is.
Ugh.
And we listen to PA cast the Vikings, or at least I do.
Yeah,
he is a homer. I love it, but it's it was so stupid because it was objectively a dumb take. And you watch people do the exact same celebration Wally was doing.
I mean,
after every goal.
It's funny because a lot of people complain that hockey players aren't emotional.
They don't show emotions.
Show emotions, and now it feels like whenever someone does, they get ostracized for it.
Guys, it's not good for the game. It's not a part of the culture of the game. That's what they always talk about, the hockey culture, which I do agree. There is a lot of stoicism that comes with hockey, but I agree. I think the emotion's more fun to see.
Let the kids celebrate,
especially the younger. I mean, it is way more common these younger people. I mean, you got Leo Carlson and Connor Bedard that just have some stupid sellies sometimes, but win is a win, and obviously this is a big game. Wallstead ended up going 39 saves for 41 shots, a .951. You can't have shutouts every game, but this is
every other game.
Yeah, and this is the whole what's Wolf's first Dustin Wolf argument where he was always hidden away from games, and then the Wild just thrust him towards the Avalanche, the number one team in the league, and he gets a win out of it.
Yeah,
I think it's just more proof that Wallstead is the real deal. 2 goals by Kaprizov, assist by Zucchi, Hartman, Trennan, and Boyum. A little bit disappointing in the face-off department, 40%, which is not the worst of this.
Really?
Yeah, of these 7 games, actually.
It
was Edmonton.
That is absolutely insane to me.
I have to actually look to make sure, but I believe it was around 30% against the Oilers.
Crazy to think about. Okay, well, before we get to that disappointment on the face-off dot, let's get to the disappointment in the Sabres game. It really is a complaining from my mansion, I guess, as we lose 1 game in overtime with our 6 wins. You need to beat the Sabres, though. If you can take the Avalanche to overtime and beat them, you should be able to beat the Sabres. They lose 3-2 in overtime. I think they lose in a shootout. Why are you showing me?
Because he looks so wide on the NHL app. I don't know. Sorry. I'm looking for the stats on the Oilers game.
Cole's on ESPN and just a wide shot of Jesper
Wallstead looks like
page.
he looks like the reason he gets as many saves as he does is because he's just wide as the net.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, sorry. Keep
Great
going.
talk radio.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah. Everyone can see what I'm seeing.
That was a beautiful photo. I'm glad you showed me that.
You're welcome.
Okay. Anyways, little tic-tac-toe play from Europe to Zucchi to Kaprizov gives the Wild a 1-0 lead. tic-tac-toe you think is kind of fast, but it was really just 3 good passes to get in the zone from Yurov to Zuki to Kaprizov for the goal. No real shot for the goaltender, but a little while later, the Sabres tie it with a fluky goal from the lower like circle. One Gus wants back. It just squeaks through his pad somehow. It's very uncharacteristic of Gus right now. Maybe earlier in October you would see these, but yeah, it was surprising to see. A little while later, Boldy with a very strong forecheck. He strips Tuck of the puck and just like power move to the net, pots the top corner, restores the lead 2-1. Wild continue to play hard in the second, but can't pull away. I was really annoyed by that. You need to put the Sabres away, because if you don't put the Sabres away, they could come back, and they end up doing that in the third. Very weird play, because Brodin just kind of falls over. You don't really see that from Brodin.
It was a really weird game, especially considering the game he had against the Oilers the
next night.
Yeah, he just did look uncharacteristic the whole game, and you can kind of see it in the Wild when he doesn't have a good game.
Yeah, he falls over. I mean, the Doan shot completely misses the net. It hits the glass, bounces over the net, and I'm pretty sure Zuccarello tries to catch it and clear it. He just like accidentally hits it in his own net.
Yeah.
Flukiest goal you'll see all year, probably.
Part of Steve Dangle's dang it's for sure. Because he used to be so good.
I love Steve Dangle's dang it. I miss the goaltender tend the goal bit. But, yeah, I mean, what can you really do? Tough break, ties the game, goes to overtime. They're trading chances back and forth, but nothing brewing. In the shootout, I think they trade chances 1-1, and then they're going to their fourth shooter for the first time all year. And normally you'd have Rossi in this spot.
Agreed,
but he's hurt. So they send out Tarasenko.
Which I would like to talk about.
And he misses it by a foot.
Yeah.
Sends it wide, and that's so deflating to watch. I can't imagine how it was on the bench. And you just knew that the Sabres were going to win at that point. Sabres come down, they just pop one in for the W. It's very, very sad.
I don't understand the Tarasenko in there, because he'd been hurt coming into this game. I don't know if he was hurt the game before, but he was hurt a decent amount leading into these games. I don't understand it.
I guess the question is, who do you go to then?
JoJo.
That is the correct answer.
JoJo. I'm looking at my hot or not list just because I was going to cheat it a little bit. I was going to list everyone except for him.
JoJo, Sturm, Wallstead,
off the bench, cold. Let's put him in the. Yeah. Anyway, I would have put JoJo. I would have put Hartman.
I would have done Eck. I would have done Buyam.
Yurov was hurt during this one, wasn't he? Or no?
I think he got hurt.
I think he got hurt during this, because I would like to see Yurov try to take one.
Ogren.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I put Tarasenko only above a few people. I would put him above Brodin, Spurgeon, Middleton, Foligno, Trennan.
The D core.
Yes.
Not Bogosian.
Trennan and Foligno.
Just takes a clapper from the top.
Yeah, I would put Boyum. Actually, you know what? Boyum would be one of my top people. Boyum, I would have at my number 5.
I can just imagine Bogosian on a shootout taking a clapper from just like the hash marks. It's hilarious to me.
And I apologize to my dad. Middleton would actually go 4th. That's just for him. It is his favorite player still.
Shout out AJ.
Yes, sir.
Gus still had a good save percentage here. He stopped 30-32 for a .938 save percentage. Goals to Kaprizov, Boldy. Boldy's was unassisted, so the only assists go to Yurov and Zuki on that tic-tac-toe. The only real stat of note that I noticed is that it's the third straight overtime game they went to. You'd like to see him clear it up in regulation, have a decisive win. Not really what you saw against the Oilers. I mean, it's a decisive win, but you want to see more goals getting potted, of course. And finally, 35 minutes in, what you all came for. Yesterday's game notes.
That's what people are actually interested in.
Yurov out with injury officially, so Hartman moves up to that first line. A lot of the action happened in the first, from like a goal scoring perspective, I do believe. Oilers controlling the play early. No real dangerous looks, but in control. You don't really want Edmonton to get established, but they are. Edmonton takes a penalty, but the Wild don't get much out of it. But on the first faceoff after that penalty, Sturm wins it clean back. Great faceoff win. One of the few great faceoff wins.
Very few.
And Brodin with a shot. I think he said it was tipped by a Draisaitl or defender, but it beats Skinner in the top corner for the 1-0 lead.
And actually, Holmgren had a
Holmgren was
really
also,
good.
yeah,
He had a
screening
good
that.
screen on that. And that's one of those where it was a great play by Holmgren. Isn't on the stat sheet, but it's something that will definitely make him competitive to stay up. Likely not when people come back from injury. It is becoming like a tough decision for John Hines, which he will make the wrong choice.
Yeah.
No offense. Listen, the fact that
He hates
Tarasenko
young
will
guys.
likely beat out somebody else makes me think that he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I get that you have to give more opportunity to Tarasenko,
but
but
enough's enough.
yeah,
Anyways,
that's what I'm saying.
Wild get into some penalty trouble in the second, but they kill him off. Power play did look pretty dangerous. Wallstead had a pretty good highlight save, sticking out the toe to stop. I want to say Hyman or something like that on the first unit.
I don't remember who it was, but yeah, it was a very good. Wallstead actually so well reacted to it, he almost overslid and he still stuck his toe out. That was impressive. It was quite the save.
It was quite the save. Nothing really doing the second. Edmonton's pushing, of course. They're trying to get that. They're double shifting McDavid, Draisaitl, stuff like that. Wild get kind of stagnant. Look tired.
They low-key, that second and third period, it was kind of hard to watch. They just started to, like, kind of play on their heels. Like, hey, let's stand strong and defend the net. When it was like, okay, if you go score another, we would have a lot better chance here to actually win.
Yeah. Edmonton really controlling play here.
Boldy had a good.
Reading your words instead of my own words.
And that's what exactly.
I apologize. I just don't know what.
Yeah,
to type,
and you can tell exactly when it switches over because it's like there's no comma. The grammar gets a little worse. But
Boldy strips it, and the ref thinks he sticks out his leg, calls a trip on it. Absolutely ridiculous call. Hated it. This is within like the last minute and a half of the game, something like that. Kaprizov actually shoots the puck in the net as the whistle's being blown, and Ekholm from the Oilers didn't like that. They got into a little bit of a barking match, which I thought was kind of funny. So they are defending a 6-on-4 here in the last minute. And it's actually surprising that they dominated the last 2 minutes when it was 6-on-4. They were just on every puck. They cleared it multiple times. Really didn't get a good look on the power play, which is surprising when you have 2 extra skaters instead of just 1. Walser gets the shutout, 33 saves on the night. Brodin with the only goal, Stern with the only assist.
I did type shootout. That's my bad.
Oh, did I just say that?
Yeah, you said shutout. I typed shootout, which it's funny because you did it the other way around earlier, but I actually did type it wrong this time. But yeah, the face-off chances that I was talking about, the Wild ended up with a 38.8% face-off win percentage, which is actually higher than I thought it was. But the actual players, I wanted to actually look at them quick because Eriksson Ek was still above 40%, which is quite impressive. But you move down to Hartman at 21, Ben Jones somehow 33, Nico Sturm 60.
Wow.
That's it. For that bad of a night for everybody else. It's impressive for him to be at 60.
He is a face-off specialist. And, he was taking the important ones on the penalty kill. So.
And nice to see. But Hartman at 21% is kind of inexcusable.
First game back. Stuff. No, it's not first game back.
No, it isn't. Not for him.
He's having the harder matchups on the top line. I'll make an excuse.
I'll give you that. Yeah, he does. I mean, he was going against McDavid. McKinnon. There's too many Micks. Let's just David.
Oh,
just David. Just David.
Kinnon.
Okay, let's.
Cloud.
Yeah, there you go. Am I wrong?
Yes.
McKinnon.
Enough out of you.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll stop talking.
Okay. Well,
I apologize to what I said.
Wild were really good the month of November. Insanely good. They only lost, I think, once in regulation, twice in overtime. With all that success, how much ground did they make in the Central? 1 point on Dallas, and they're even with the Avalanche still.
0 points gained on the Avalanche.
Yeah. So, if you look around the rest of the league, though, the Central Division now has 1, 2, 3. Avalanche, Stars, and Wild are in the 1, 2, 3 spot. Absolutely insane to think about.
The Avalanche still have only lost 1 game in regulation. That is
really hurts to think that how well you've played was still enough to get home like ice if you get to the playoffs.
Yeah. Let alone that you're facing Dallas in the first round. I've seen a lot of people talking about the 1 through 8 system needing to come back.
Do it now, please.
Yeah, let's do it mid-season here, guys. That's definitely reasonable and it will happen.
It'd be funny because it'd be Central,
it would,
Pacific. Wallstead was also named Rookie of the Month. 6-0-0. Not a single loss on the month of November for him. He had a 1.14 goals against with a 0.967 save percentage. No, that's not a typo. That is correct. 3 shutouts this month. That doesn't include the one yesterday. That was for December. So if you're counting at home, he's got 4 on the year.
As I told Brady earlier, that was kind of a nuts stat. Though currently Wallstead's past 7 games, he has 10% of all the shutouts in the league. Not like any other stat, like just in the league, 10% of them, which is insane.
Insane goaltending. It kind of makes it controversial of who's the number 1 here. It's going Wallstead, but they're going every other right now, 1A, 1B. You'd like to see that because you really don't want to overplay a goaltender. So, yeah.
I mean, as you kind of said, Wally for the Olympics in our little notes here. It's actually a very interesting thing because this problem continues into the Olympics for Team Sweden, in which you have Wallstead and Gus, and that's your 1 and 2. I don't remember who the third guy is for Sweden at the moment.
Well, right now, without Wallstead in the equation, it seems like it's going to be Gustafsson, Markstrom, and then Ullmark. Markstrom and Ullmark have been doing very not well. So you think Wallstead will get the nod if they continue to struggle. But the only thing is, do they trust him as such a young goaltender, unproven, yada, yada? But if he continues to be better than Gustafsson on the
Wild itself,
the Wild itself, it's kind of hard to deny him that.
And it's not like Gustafsson's been bad.
No, he's
either.
been great too. It feels
part.
weird to not give Gustafsson his flowers. I mean, we're 6-0-1. He lost to the Sabres. He had one fluky goal that I could mention, and then every other goal I've seen has not really been his fault. So
yeah, he's not been. Not to say he hasn't been himself, but the competition has definitely improved both of their games.
Like you said earlier, steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, and on top of that, they get along really well. Like in the interviews that I've seen between them, obviously they come from very similar situations. They had basically the same upbringing when it came
Swedish.
They're both Swedish. They both played for the national team. They took over for each other. Wallstead took over for Gustafsson when he graduated out of the team. They both won gold medals for Team Sweden. They are both goated. I don't know. This is just a very good team.
Very fun time to be a Wild fan right now.
Very.
After a very tough October. It's very funny to be online on Twitter sphere yesterday as the Wild beat the Oilers because Wallstead, as you may know, was available for the Oilers to pick at the 20th position before the Wild traded up 2 spots to grab him. So it's just hilarious to think that they could have the guy who shut them out. What are you on right now?
It's, I don't know, a random pamphlet. I thought.
The Mystery of Love? Is that what it says?
Of life, human life.
Okay.
It's actually a Bible. Anyway, let's avoid that.
We're professionals. Anyway.
Very professional.
Okay. Let's go into your hot or not list because we didn't do it last time. So
this is very important.
This is what people listen in for.
I've actually heard many people report that this is their main thing that they skip to in the YouTube videos, which have 4 views. So whoa!
Shout out for you.
I think I'm one of them. I think I'm another one. 2 people are.
Whoa! Shout out Cole's parents.
I actually think my grandpa, but he does like listening to it.
C&B Talk Hockey. Find us on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
And Twitter.
Hopefully it'll be on your YouTube Rewind, which is a thing now.
Yeah.
Anyway. Cole's hot or not list, to actually get to it. The S tier is currently still, which actually one player did graduate down from it, but still Boldy, Kaprizov, and Wallstead. I think that it makes sense. I don't think any of these players
don't need to be explained.
No, not really even. And like Boldy, I guess I could probably start to rank these like the S tier, like 1, 2, 3,
S-tier, yeah.
Which is tough because they've been all great, but Wallstead's number 1. I would argue Kaprizov number 2, Boldy number 3.
Kaprizov's been on a little bit of a goal streak lately. He didn't score last night, but I think he scored in 3 in a row or something like that. So he's been having a tear.
And it's tough because Boldy's been having like multiple point nights. He doesn't always score, but he's been way less streaky of a player than in the past, which is a very good thing to see. Anyway, very happy with him. Anyway, moving down to A tier, we have Zuccarello, who did move down from S tier. He was at S tier. Jojo, Eriksson, Sturm, Faber. Sturm is going from dead to A tier. That's how happy I was with his game on the 4th line. Sorry. Anyway, Faber, Hartman, and then Gus. And then Yurov when he wasn't injured / dead.
He wasn't dead, yeah. I agree with it. Mostly, it feels weird to have Sturm this high as a 4th liner, but I get it. He's been a beast in the faceoff circle and has been putting up points. Faber has just absolutely turned a corner from October. He's been a big part of the success. I think that's kind of overlooked.
Almost a completely different player when you really look at it. I don't know. Every one of these players, it's like, damn, I don't know where we would be without them.
Yeah.
Yurov might be the exception there, but when he was playing good, that first line center spot was definitely his.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, definitely grew into it when he was there.
Mm-hmm. I agree he looked good, but it's pretty clear that Rossi will be there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I fully agree.
Yeah. But it'll
I think
be interesting to see if he gets put back on third line, fourth line, where he goes from here. So.
I do think it proves though that he has that upside that every Wild fan knew he had, except for John Hines and Michael Russo, who is kind of an op to me right now, because it's almost like he wants to be such good friends with John Hines or the coaches that he almost parrots some of the things they say.
Well, maybe it's
not to call him out like that, but
he listens to this.
He does. It does.
I mean, sometimes you have insider information. Sometimes you need to be. It's his job.
It is.
You
can't
right. Like be feuding with the head coach too much. You know.
That is true.
Your B tier.
My B tier. We have Brodin, who had one of his best games against the Oilers. So
he's just always a beast against the Oilers.
He is. I mean, covering McDavid.
He always shuts down McDavid. Yeah. I mean, even if he gives up 1 point, keeping McDavid to 1 point is impressive.
Yeah. I mean, compared to the rest of the league, for sure. Anyway, Brodin, Spurgeon, Middleton, Foligno, Trennan, Boyum, and Bogo coming back from the dead to be on B tier.
I'm surprised Bogo's that high. I mean, I just haven't noticed him, you know?
And that's the thing is, I think I just like his game with other people versus his game alone.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he's a very good...
He's complimentary to Boyum.
Complimentary, there you go. That's a good word. I think he's a very complimentary player, and so he does stay on my B tier. I do agree that if anyone would move down, it would be him most likely. And then, Foligno and Trennan have just been playing very good together. Boyum has been still scoring, putting up points, so he got moved up from C tier. And that was basically where I was at on that tier.
Agree.
Moving to C tier, we have Juracek, who played 1 game. Tarasenko, who played a couple games. Holmgren arguably could be moved up. He just didn't
have put any points up.
Yes, and that's where I can't move him up.
So.
He's looked a lot better. And then Hinostroza also kind of looks a little lost without Hartman.
He's hurt now, too. So
yes, he is hurt now.
He could be in your dead category with Rossi.
I don't move him to dead unless they didn't play. And with 7 games, it's kind of hard.
They played.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I'm surprised Juracek's there. But, I mean, Juracek looked good, just not quite in place. So, a little time will do it. See how he looks on the Olympic teams, because Czechia's Olympic team is no depth. So.
Yeah, he is the depth, actually. He is is he the number 1 D on that team?
He might be, dude.
I think so, which is a weird situation because not only is he the number 1 D, I think the Wild David Speck.
David Spacek?
Yeah, is their number 1 center. And he's on the Iowa Wild. So
that's funny. And that'll be fun to see him.
Very fun to see him. Anyway, and then D tier, Ben Jones, Tyler Pitlick, who played against Carolina and Carolina only, luckily. And then Hunt, who also played against Carolina, had a very bad game.
I thought they got into more games. Maybe I'm wrong.
Ben Jones actually did get into more games. Yeah. I just think he's D tier.
Either way, I agree with him all being D tier. I mean, Hunt didn't do much, but I don't know. He was visible when he played. I'd like to see him more this year.
Yeah.
But I'm sure with injuries we will.
We will. And he was at B tier before this. I just think that Carolina game wasn't good. And that was, again, the only game he played because Bogo came back after that. I don't know. And then Rossi's still in the dead tier. Hopefully he's coming back.
They said 3 weeks. It's been about that time. I think he's on the road trip right now.
I believe you're right,
While they're on a big Western road trip right now. They started in Edmonton. They'll be playing Calgary tomorrow. And then from Calgary, they're going to Vancouver, Seattle throughout the week. So,
hopefully 3 wins. Well, 4 win on this road trip, but 3 wins in these games.
Yeah, we'll preview those in a maybe now.
I don't have any previews, and we're kind of running out of time here.
Who would have guessed that 7 games would take up so much time?
We didn't even get to talk about random stuff. Power play struggles. Number 1 goalie. What's needed for the next step?
Yeah, that power play struggle was from the last show we did, and it's still pretty evident.
It's actually gotten worse.
Yeah.
It's gotten worse. The penalty kill's better though.
Yeah, that's what you like to see. That they're recovering from that awful October, but still.
Awful October. It's like Kirktober, but the opposite.
Okay.
Kirktober for the Vikings. When Kirk Cousins would have like the best stats of his career just in October.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Thursday they're gonna be at the Flames. They played them once already this year. They shut them out. They're last in the Pacific. They've on the edge of a retool and a rebuild. Should be an easy W. should be another shutout, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't call those because those are not able to be called.
Especially with the Wild, who are famously not great when they're supposed to win. Buffalo Sabres.
I think Gus is expected to play this game, so Wallstead played him last time, so it'd be interesting to see who's the better goaltender against the Flames.
Oh no,
I
let's
don't know.
see.
Who can take out the trash better? Anyway, they should get the dub. You'd like to see it. If they don't, I'll be disappointed.
I'm predicting right now the Wild lose.
3-0-2.
Nazmi Kadri double hat trick. Okay, 6 goals.
Crazy.
Let's see it.
Okay. Anyways, ignoring that.
I don't even think he plays enough to get a double hattie.
Anyways, they have to score every shift.
Yeah, every single.
Like every other shift.
Maybe every shift. It would be. He is kind of falling off there.
Okay, Saturday they're at the Canucks. Canucks are the second to last team in the Central. They're playing them the second time this season. They won at 5-2 last time. They're still struggling to get healthy. They are 32nd in the league goals against average. They let up 3.63 goals per game. You'd like to see the Wild be able to pot more than 2 in this team. They've been struggling to get over that hump lately. You need to get the offense clicking. I understand that your top center, Rossi's out. He should hopefully be back soon.
Mm-hmm.
You need more depth scoring right now. You can't just have Boldy, Kaprizov, and then the occasional third, fourth liner. You need
Just
more.
randomly getting pot in one. Or last night with Brodin getting one.
Yeah, you need more. So you'll hope to see more here. And then the Kraken, final game on Monday. I think it's Monday. Maybe it's Tuesday. I don't quite remember.
It's Monday.
Okay. Wild are going to see him for the first time this year. Team started out hot, have cooled off as of late. They are currently 5th in the Pacific. They could pose a challenge if the Wild aren't prepared for them, if they take them lightly. I think that's how they get teams. That's how they've gotten teams in the past. So
I think the Kraken are a pretty good matchup for the Wild, though. They are a stronger defensive team, but they're not very strong on offense. The Wild right now kind of are playing really good against those type of teams because the Wild don't have to sit back on them. Obviously, I think goal scoring, the Wild kind of gotten lucky with some random goals. I think that's something that you need against a team like the Kraken. Let's see how that ends up, I guess.
Yep. So this Western road trip, they're going against the bottom 4 teams of the Pacific. You'd like to see 4 dubs from a team 3rd in the league, but we'll see. Yeah, that's the preview. I'm expecting some good things, so I'll probably be let down. But we'll see. We got about 7 minutes. Anything you want to wrap up about?
I would like to see if I actually like the conversation talking point that you had here for what's the next step. What should the Wild do? Should they add in? Who should they trade for? What should they trade for in free agency? Obviously, goalie is the one thing that we absolutely don't need, so that's nice. But what would you say the Wild should trade for, if they should trade for anything at all?
They need a middle 6, top 6 scorer. I think Kyrie's been mentioned to the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
They need to move off Tarasenko.
I agree.
He has not been good. And it's not just he's been gone kind of thing. His metrics were terrible before he went injured.
Yeah, he was.
Wild have won. I think they're winning in spite of him most nights. It feels like this experiment hasn't worked. You got him for nothing. You could dump him for nothing, put him on waivers.
What's his contract?
Like
I know it was a 2-year. Yeah, it was something easy.
I think it's the last year though. So
yeah, you're right. It is the last year.
He won't be re-signed. He might retire. I don't know. He just hasn't been.
It was a big trade for future considerations, though.
Yeah, that's true. you think of Tarasenko when he was on the Blues. He's been a shell of that since he left. He was not good on the Senators. He was not good on the Red Wings. He's not been good on the Wild. It's time to move off him. It's time to maybe use him as a chip. I don't think he's good enough to be a chip. He might be a contract dump.
I think he is.
You might need to dump him with like a Juracek or something. Maybe an Ogren or something. I just needs to be gone. But you need to get something that can fill that slot because he's still taking up time. He's still using top 6 minutes. And maybe he'll be better in time. I don't know. And
that's the tough part of him getting top 6 minutes because then you go, okay, who's the first one out in your mind when somebody he really has?
He won't be getting top 6.
No, he won't. But I think he's one of the first man out. He should be the odd man out.
He's on the third line because like right now, barring everyone's healthy, it should be Kirill, Rossi, Zuki, Boldy, Ek, JoJo, and then it should be the third line of like Hartman, Sturm, Trennan, and then Tarasenko is like somewhere in that mix.
Mm-hmm.
With you got Sturm and then Urov, something like that. That's what your 12 look like, but he's not good.
Yeah.
like him. He takes up a spot on the power play that should have gone to Rossi.
And
Now
I had a lot of
Zucchi's
hope
back.
for Tarasenko coming into the season. It's kind of hard to.
Yeah, I did too. I think I said he should get 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
He'd be lucky to get 30
He'd
points.
be lucky to get 30 minutes of ice time
lucky to
for
get-
the rest of the
He's
season.
lucky to get 30 penalty minutes at this point.
Honestly.
Um,
But, like, I don't know. I think, honestly, with the Wild get healthy, I think the correct line would be Foligno, Sturm, and Trenin would be a very good tone-setting line.
I think so, but I don't know. I liked Yurov in between those two.
I do
when
as
it came
well.
time. If you play him, like, if you roll 4 like the Wild were doing
Mhm.
before, I think that's a great line. Yurov has shown to be productive. Trenin and Foligno were looking good too.
But the issue is, I think Yurov has also shown that he's very good with playmakers and people that
That's true.
like are very creative, and that's not Trenin and Foligno at all.
So where would you slot Yurov then?
I would
Would you
keep
put him on
him.
the wing somewhere?
I would keep him on the third line, but I don't know who I would put next to him is the issue. I would move that. I would make Foligno, Sturm, and Trenin the fourth line in
Quote,
quotation
unquote,
marks, and like try to still roll 3. But I don't know who I or
You'd
sorry
have
roll
Yurov,
4.
Hartman, and then you'd probably
Hinostroza.
Hinostroza's out for I think another month or something like that. He really tweaked something in his leg.
Oh, I guess I thought he was
So it
coming
would
back
probably
earlier.
be Tarasenko at that spot.
For now.
Maybe Ogren if he continues to play. He needs to play better to get that spot.
He
He's
does.
looked
Well,
good, though.
score more points. That's the
big
thing.
I mean, on the fourth line with Ben Jones and Tyler Pitlick, you ain't scoring diddly.
Mhm.
I don't know. In an ideal world, I think that would be a good third line, though. You'd
Yeah.
have Hartman, a bruiser, with just 2 kids. You know, I think it's a little trial by fire. You'd have to get them a little grittier if they're going to play with Ryan Hartman, because where he goes, trouble follows kind of thing.
Often, yeah. They would have to get each of them brass knuckles or something.
Oil up,
Go-
coach.
yeah. I was trying to think of the exact thing, but yeah, that would be realistically. And I keep seeing people talk about the Wild needing a number 1 center. I don't get that. I honestly think they need help on wing depth, if anything. Obviously, I think I'm a little biased because I like Yurov
And Rossi.
and Rossi. Well, and I think Rossi is a number 1 center.
Yeah,
realistically, he fits that spot exactly.
It's ridiculous how he's just never gotten his flowers there.
Exactly.
He has probably one of the best contracts in the league for where
Easily.
he's making $4 million
As a number 1
as
center
a
on the
number
Wild.
1 center.
And again, I think if you pick up a number 1 center, quote unquote, the only the odd man out is Yurov at that point. You move him maybe to the wing, and then Tarasenko dies.
Like,
And you just I think a winger's the only thing you can get. Obviously, the bias of me liking Yurov a lot is
Brock
something
plays. But he can play wing just fine. He's
he
played it
can.
before.
He does.
It's
And
just
yeah.
you get a top center, you bump Rossi down to maybe the second line, you bump Eck down to the third line. I mean, maybe Eck
And that's a tough situation
Yeah.
too, because Eck is also a very good center.
shutdown guy. Yeah.
I
I
don't know.
mean, and
It's a weird
You
situation.
don't want to make Foligno and Trenin a shutdown line with Eck, stuff like that.
And
It's
that
just-
would be kind of X also
agree.
shown his scoring touch,
I
so
think-
it's kind of tough.
I think you need a wing. Maybe you can get an upgrade on like a defenseman if you like ship out Middleton or Bogosian or something like that.
Hmm.
But the Wild will never do that because AJ Forcier loves Middleton, so
Exactly.
he'll be here
You
forever.
get it.
Number in the rafters.
You get it. And Middleton's also got a really good contract.
Yeah,
It's
he
something
does.
that you can't really get rid of. I think Brodeen Spurgeon untouchable.
Mhm.
Boyum untouchable. He's too young. I don't even know who the Wild would be willing to trade. Obviously, draft capital and I mean
I don't know, man.
prospects. The Wild have good prospects still.
Yeah, Spacek, Juracek, Ogren,
Mm.
height.
I just don't know who you're getting rid of to get a number 1 center, and I honestly don't think the Wild need one,
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote.
It's interesting to see where they'll end up. I mean, obviously, as the trade deadline approaches, you'll get more from insiders, but we don't want to go over. That's 6 o'clock exactly, so we don't hate to cut you guys off when you're having so much fun.
Your great
listening.
content.
Yeah. But we should be live again come next week on the 10th. And then we'll have one more show before our semester ends. And then we'll see. Maybe we'll do some shows over the break. I don't quite know. We will be moving, though, next semester. It'll be on Tuesdays at 5.
Most likely.
Most likely.
We have to get that confirmed for sure yet.
Yeah,
But
that's what we're hoping for, though. We'll keep you guys updated on Twitter and on our YouTube channel.
when we have our shows, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
If not Thursday at 5 works for me. I don't know. I
It
think
works for me, too.
Yeah.
We'll get you
figure
guys
it
a
out.
date. Well, hopefully-
Different than today.
hopefully by next show.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys listening to another episode of C&B Talk Hockey. We will catch you all in the next one.
Bye.